Meanwhile, Tax Justice South Africa has condemned the government's decision to extend the ban on the sale of cigarettes. Last night, Co-operative Governance Minister Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma announced that the sale of cigarettes and tobacco products will remain banned under Level 4 lockdown regulations. To take the discussion further now, we joined via Skype by Tax Justice South Africa founder Yusuf Abramjee. Mr. Abramjee, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on the SABC News channel.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Now, what do you make of the reasons that were provided by the National Command Council for the continued banning on the sale of cigarettes and tobacco products?
Well, as we heard, the President announced last week that the sale of cigarettes under Level 4 will be lifted. In an about turn, the Minister said last night that it won't be lifted, and she cited 2,000 or so submissions that have been made, and she argues health issues. There's no doubt that the health issues are often associated with cigarettes, and I think we need to take note of that. However, there seems to be a debate within the within the medical fraternity themselves. Some research done in the United States and other parts of the world show there's no correlation between COVID-19 and cigarettes as much as cigarettes do have health hazards. I think South Africans, many of us, were taken by surprise in the sudden about turn, and the questions like the political analysts are now asking is that who's in charge? It does raise a lot of questions, a lot of concern, and that is why we at Tax Justice South Africa have been very vocal right from day one of the lockdown. Our focus is on the illicit trade. What we've seen over the past 35 days was a massive increase in illicit trading of cigarettes, especially. These criminals are running amok. They are pocketing tens of thousands of rands every day. Our fiscus is losing 35 million rand each and every day as a result of the ban on cigarettes during the lockdown. Now, over the 35-day period, that amounts to just over 1.1, 1.2 billion rand. That money could have gone to much needed communities that need food, for masks, for ventilators, for doctors and nurses' salaries. The list goes on. So I think government has shot themselves in the foot here.
So what do you think government should do now? I mean, you make mention of the fact that millions of rands are being lost through illicit trading. And we know that there's a report that was released by the Human Sciences Research Council where they were basically recommending that government has to take urgent measures to combat the problem of illegal trade. What should happen going forward to address the issue of this illicit trading?
Well, let's not forget there's an entire chain. Yes, you are correct. The HSRC report found that the illicit trade was very rife, especially in the township areas of South Africa. We are finding trading happening openly on Facebook. We are defeating the purposes of the lockdown by these people going out there. Police have made a lot of seizures. These criminals are continuing to infiltrate the market. And this ban has brought a lot of joy to these criminals because now they can continue with their lawlessness. The illicit trade is going to flourish like never before. And that is the concern. Why is government, first of all, throwing the money away? Secondly, we're calling on President Ramaphosa to take control. President Ramaphosa is in charge. He made a decision. And I think he needs to now really look at the broader issues instead of just following one or two experts and one or two cabinet ministers. And we believe there seems to be a lot of divisions in government on the sale of cigarettes. Also, let's not forget that when we want to get the economy back up and running, it's going to need a lot of effort. The tobacco industry, the farmers, the growers are really battling. Some of them are facing closure. The retailers say that people are coming to buy essential goods. Why not just buy cigarettes? And I think that is why government needs to really take this matter and to, even at this late stage, show some leadership and reverse the authority. There's about 400,000 people that have signed an online petition. Why are the 11 million or so smokers being ignored? I think that's very, very unfair to them. And as we know that a section of the tobacco industry is planning to go to court, and I think the courts will probably make a decision in the interest of all citizens.
But one could also argue as to which one is important. Is people's lives not as important as the economy, because evidence has shown that when one is infected with COVID-19, smokers are more likely to advance to the chronic stage of the disease. So what is your response to that? Because as you said yourself, that part of what the minister was saying yesterday, the decision was reversed based on health reasons.
You are right. There is no doubt that there are health reasons, there are health concerns. But again, a lot of the research is showing otherwise. The minister didn't present the scientific research that she spoke about, other than just to make the comment in passing. There needs to be an entire proper research into the correlation between COVID-19 and cigarettes, and the public must be able to see that particular research. Just to make a comment and say it's banned, I think it's very, very wrong. And again, even in the United States of America, in parts of the Far East, in parts of Europe, other medical experts are saying something completely different. So I think we need to weigh that against the economy, getting the economy up and running. Let's not forget, generally in South Africa, cigarettes are not illegal to be bought. And yes, that is why we've seen the illicit trade thriving, because these criminals have now seen a gap in the market and they're trying to cash in.
All right, so we've seen the Fair Trade Independent Tobacco Association saying that they'll be taking government to court for backtracking on the sale of cigarettes and tobacco products. Are you also considering perhaps taking legal action against the government?
No, Tax Justice South Africa is not particularly planning to go to court, but I think it's important that the industry themselves, if they want to go to court, can go to court. We will highlight the devastation to the industry. We'll highlight the illicit trade. And I think if any particular company or anyone wants to go to court, it's their right to do so. But Tax Justice South Africa itself will not be going to court.
All right, Mr. Abramjee, time constraints. We have to leave the discussion at that. But thank you so much indeed for coming through. That's Yusuf Abramjee. He is the founder for Tax Justice South Africa, voicing their concerns, really, dissatisfaction on government backtracking on the banning of the sale of cigarettes in